Welcome to this week's Down Home with Tina show. I have got my first responder of the month coming up. Really excited. She is fairly new with the Lancaster Police Department. She's won a couple of awards, pretty big awards, from where she had worked previously as a deputy, and then one even with the LPD. So I'm really excited to have her on here in just a couple of minutes. And then we're going to have a talk with Phil Venrick. He is with Sugar Grove Stars and Stripes. That is my old neck of the woods, is what I like to say. And I feel it is safe to say, because I attended last year, that from what Sugar Grove and the celebration used to be for the 4th of July back in the day when I was younger, is much bigger and even better, I think, this day and age. So I hope you'll stick around just to find out about what we've got going on in the community and to highlight one of our first responders, because once again, she's pretty amazing, folks, and I love doing things like that. I'll be back. It's Down Home with Tina.
Being a first-time parent is very nerve-wracking going into the hospital. You don't really know what to expect. The nurses, the staff, the doctors, everyone at Fairfield Medical Center was very attentive. They just put my mind at ease. They answered any questions we asked. They supported us through the whole delivery, the post-delivery, our stay in the hospital. We felt like we were part of their family. I wouldn't have put myself or my daughter in anybody else's hands. Experience Fairfield Medical Center.
Dagger Law has been part of the Lancaster community for more than 110 years. This is where we live and work. You'll see us at festivals, sporting events, and all around town. We consider our clients as friends, and we walk alongside you through challenging times. Whether you're a growing business, a changing family, facing litigation, planning your future, or dealing with land issues, we're right here. We are local. We are trusted. We are experienced. Dagger Law.
Welcome back to Down Home with Tina. I have Phil Venrick. He is the president of the Bern Union Music Boosters, and he oversees and is in charge of, which I'm sure he's got a ton of those parents from the Music Boosters that help out as well, with the Sugar Grove Stars and Stripes event, that is festival that is coming up here right around the corner.
Right around the corner, June 24th and 25th. It's not hard to believe we're there already.
I cannot believe it. Yeah, time flies, doesn't it? It seems like,
sure does.
Seriously, just yesterday that I had you on talking with me about what it is, all that you do. But before we get to starting on it, there's something new that's being put up down in Sugar Grove, the Bern Union.
Yeah, so the new Bern Union School facilities. So we are super excited, super blessed with the way the funding worked out with the government, and it's just going to be an incredible facility for our kids. And you can see the plans if you go in the current school. You can see the plans for the new building, but if you go down there now, you'll see it's happening. Yes. So we're starting to see some brick and some foundation go down, and it's just going to be incredible for our community. So we're super excited for the new schools, and it's probably going to be a couple years before we're all in there. So it takes a while, and all the construction stuff that has to happen. But they are underway, and so that does create a unique situation for us for the festival, because if you're familiar with that, you know that is where we park you when you come. So that is typically our $5 parking area in those fields. So what we're going to do is we're not going to charge for parking this year. Okay. So parking is free. So that's the good news. Some of the areas. So as always, you can park anywhere in the village of Sugar Grove, anywhere you can find a spot, and then walk to the school facility. But the lots that are directly beyond the construction, there's some fields there, and those belong to the Powers family, Powers Trucking. Okay. And Mark and Beth are just so good to us, and they have waited on planting some of their crops, and are going to mow that down for us, and we're going to use those fields. So it's a little bit further from the parking lot of the festival, but not too much. And then if you get one of the further spots away, Mark has brought in the shuttles from Lancaster Festival, and so they're going to have the wagon shuttles, and so people can shuttle over. So that's all free. So you might have to walk a little bit more than you typically do, but maybe not, depending on where you get. But then also at the front of the school for where we usually use our elementary drop-off is all going to be a pedestrian drop-off for the festival.
Nice.
So you pull up, drop your family, drop your parents, everybody off, and the driver can then go park somewhere and use that so that, and then they're right on the festival grounds. So
that's great because it also limits the number of people that are walking or have
absolutely,
to be,
absolutely.
Like, take
and they don't have to be in the
shuttle.
street
Yeah.
at that roundabout there, or that half circle when they drop off. They're right on the festival ground, so it's safe for kids. And so that actually is going to be a really nice new addition. We haven't done that before and used that area that way. So it'll be so nice for people to be able to just drop off and go, and it'll be well signed. Everything's going to be well signed. So if you're confused about where I'm talking about for parking, everything's going to be signed very well for you. The Village Police Department, the State Highway Patrol, and the Sheriff's Department have all worked with us diligently to plan this parking out so everything goes smooth, and it's just a great time for the community. So thanks to all of them for helping us, and we're just super excited. It's going to be a great year. It's going to be a little different in that area, but everything else is the same stellar and even more stuff than normal, so we're super excited.
I'm really excited with what you've got coming up. 2 full days of things going on, beginning at what time on Friday?
5 p.m. on Friday the 24th, and so that's our kind of our family day. And Friday now has become huge for us, which is what we wanted. Saturday, everybody comes for the fireworks, but we really wanted to build a day around Friday where people could come and just do a lot of really fun stuff with their kids. We have Super Kids Ministry doing all the free crafts and free games and all that stuff, so that's all free. We have free balloon artists. We have free face painting people, all professional stuff, and it's all free for the kids. And a lot of that is brought to us by the people in our community. We have what's called the 100 Club, and people pay $100 to be a sponsor, and you've done that with us before, and we're so grateful for people that do that. But what that does is then that money, it lets us go and say, hey, can you do a $100 sponsorship? And most people can do that a little easier, than a big, but then we put that all together and it becomes a big sponsorship. And so it pays for these balloon artists, and it pays for the free stuff. We're going to have the Ninja Turtles there for the kids to meet, and just all kinds of really fun stuff. The first 100 people will get free ride wristbands. That's all paid for by the 100 Club sponsors.
Really?
Yeah, we did that last year for the first time, and it was huge. We had people lined up, an hour beforehand waiting on their wristbands, and so that's a great deal. So just lots of free family stuff to do, and then again, the parking is free. So.
And I know you say the parking's free. That's got to really hurt your pocket.
It does a little bit. So what people don't realize is that this is a community event, and then we operate it as a fundraiser for the Music Boosters. Yes. So somewhere years ago, somebody decided that the village couldn't afford fireworks, and so the Music Boosters and the Athletic Boosters together at the school took that over. And then just in years and transitions and things happened, it became just the Music Boosters. So it is a fundraiser for us, but we, like I said, we work hard to get sponsorships and corporate involvement. And that's the only way, really, we make money. You can't sell enough lemonade and park enough cars in 2 days to pay for, honestly, close to $30,000 worth of fireworks and tents and all entertainment and this stuff. We have a $30,000 bill before we ever make, penny one for the organization. So it comes down to just an incredible community. I mean, we just had so many. We had over 112 people do the 100 Club sponsorship this year. So that's just incredible. And then we have some great corporate sponsors, People's Bank, Bremen Bank, and so we have a lot of support that helps. So we're hoping this year, if we wanted to do it regardless, we didn't want to cancel. Yeah. So if we break even, we'll be happy.
Folks want to donate. How do they donate
Absolutely.
to you? And we always say, you $5. If you want to just give $5, just walk up to Phil and say, here's $5.
Absolutely. So we actually have places at the festival where people can go. So there's some tuba bells and stuff you'll see, and it'll say donate here.
Oh,
and
you
people
do?
People
That's
can go up
perfect.
and pitch $5 in. Hey, those $5 add up, right? And so we're super happy for everybody that can help us in that way. And then you can get a hold of us, and we can do payments through Venmo and all kinds of stuff. And if you want to be involved, even as sponsorship, there's still things that we can put your name on, and we can put your business name on. And we are very good, Tina. I'm sure people have seen like our Facebook posts and our social media. We really try to work it and get it out there so that people know what's going on, and that people know what a great community we have and how many sponsors and how good people are to us. So we will really promote you, especially this upcoming week where you're just going to flood social media with the goings on of the festival. So we can still get you in there for some good corporate sponsorships.
And what is that social media page's name?
The Sugar Grove Stars and Stripes Festival. That's our main Facebook page. Perfect. And then we also post on the Bern Township page we post in the Lancaster in the Know. Those admins are great to let us share the stuff for the festival because we are a 501c3, so they're so kind to us and letting us really put a lot of stuff on there. I'm sure people get sick of it at this time of year, but it's almost over, folks. One more week, and then you won't hear from me for another year.
Well, no, if you didn't do it, that's where people be like, where is it? We don't know anything about it. So you guys do have the indoor craft fair. So is it air conditioning inside?
Air conditioning inside. So we have our cafeteria foods. That's all of our home cooked meals. We have chicken noodle and all that stuff that the booster parents make, and hot dogs and shredded chicken and sloppy joes and the kind of concession-y stand type of stuff, and just good food. And that's all in air conditioning. Then we have about 40 craft vendors throughout the school. And then inside the building, we have the Bremen Bank community stage. So we added that 2 years ago. The Bremen Bank came on board and helped us with that. And so we just have nonstop entertainment. So that's inside. So you can go in and sit down. Then. So you can go in and sit down and eat your food and be in the air conditioning and enjoy some of the community stuff going on in there. So we have dance troupes on there. We have the Queen pageant on Friday night in there. And then after the Queen pageant, we have a karaoke, just a live open mic karaoke. You can go in and sign up and do karaoke. And so that'll be fun for an hour and a half to watch people go in and show their talent. And then on Saturday, it's dance troupes and just stuff nonstop. The Nostalgics big band is going to be there Saturday evening, and they're doing like a 2-hour dance party session. And
oh my goodness, it's so fun to dance like that. I wouldn't be able to dance like that, but I'm just saying that to watch those who dance, the big band dancing, and
they're so good.
I'd fall, I'm sure.
Me too. You won't see me dancing, Tina.
We've got a couple of minutes left, Phil. What do we want to put in those couple of minutes that maybe folks are not aware of? I know you said the entertainment. Bad Influence is going to be there.
Bad Influence.
I know that.
Yeah.
They're one of our faves,
Saturday night, they're on our main stage. That's outside the People's Bank main stage. We have a bluegrass group, the Sterling Jamboree House Band, coming in on Friday night on the main stage. Then, of course, I do want to talk about the ducks. So if anybody has seen us post about these little tiny rubber ducks that we've been selling for the boosters for over a year. And this was just an original idea that we just kept working to see how can we do something fun and kind of a different spin on a raffle, but really give something decent away. So it is a $10,000 cash prize if you win, if you're not there. Now, if you're there and you have this duck that you purchased and your duck number gets drawn, you win $20,000.
Wow.
So won't that be exciting? So that's Friday night. So we're really hoping that people will come out and bring their ducks. And we have sold thousands and thousands of those ducks, over 5,000.
Can you sell them there, or can you get purchased them there?
Yes, so we will have a booth there, and you'll see it with all the raffle stuff. And you can still buy your ducks right up until the drawings at 10 o'clock. The duck sales will stop at 9. So ducks are $10 a piece, or you can get a flock of teeny tiny ducks for 6 for $50. So you get all 6 little guys, and so each one of those numbers gives a chance at the $20,000.
Oh, that is
so it's going to be super exciting, and we have all kinds of duck decorations, and it's been a fun. We've had photo contests throughout the year, and so people that buy ducks could go out to different locations and take pictures with their ducks, and then they won different things. So it's kind of an ongoing thing where there have been prizes throughout the year, and we're going to do this again next year where it's been so successful, and so we've got big plans for really some fun stuff.
And what a great way to keep people involved with wanting and the excitement of wanting to come out to the
so much fun.
Stars
and then fireworks, of course, Saturday night, 10:30.
10:30. Okay, perfect. Phil, thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it so much, and it's always fun talking with you.
And it's always great having you. You'll have to be back, folks. Don't go anywhere. I will be right back. I have got my First Responder of the Month coming up. It's Down Here with Tina.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our 2 locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly.
Lights out.
Good night. And put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
It's Down Home with Tina, and I'm excited to have my first responder of the month brought to you by Bay Food. And I'm excited to have the Lancaster Police Department Officer Alexis Smith.
Hi.
Thank you for taking the time.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So I know a little bit about you and how exciting and such a short career that you've had so far, and I'll let you share with everybody about how long you've been in law enforcement, that you have won 2 huge awards. So I'm not going to give it away yet because I want folks to keep listening, and I want you to share that. So you have been in law enforcement for how many years, Alexis?
I'm coming up on about 3.5 years.
Yes.
Almost 4. Getting close.
Right out of high school, right? Is that when you got involved with law enforcement?
Pretty much. I had a short time between high school and college, but then I got into
Yeah.
law enforcement shortly after.
So will you explain to folks why you have to wait to get into law enforcement when it comes to, like, can you do it right at 18 years of age?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's some rules in Ohio set for the age restrictions. Civil service agencies have to require that you're 21 years old. However, some agencies can allow you to start at 18. A lot of it just has to do with state law and the insurance.
Okay, and when did you start?
I started when I was 18 years old at the Hocking County Sheriff's Office.
You did. And so tell me a little bit as to why you decided to go into law enforcement.
I had some, I would say, like a rocky childhood growing up, and some kind of bad influences in my life, and thankfully law enforcement was involved, and I actually grew up in Newark, Ohio, and saw Newark PD and saw law enforcement, and always saw it as kind of like a positive light as a child, given some of the childhood aspects of things. So that inspired me to go on and pursue a career in law enforcement.
Wow, did you have a mentor or anybody that you looked up to in the law enforcement side of it that early on that you were like, I want to be that, or was it just the uniform and seeing those men and women in uniform?
I would definitely say it was that. It was seeing them out on the streets and seeing them interact with the community and things of that nature.
What is your involvement and what are your beliefs in being involved with the community?
So I'm a patrol officer at Lancaster, so I don't focus specifically on the community side of things. However, I take a lot of pride in volunteering for events in the community. But I think a lot of our community outreach happens on the street when we're patrolling, whether we're out in an apartment complex or, you know, we're at a sad situation, but there are children there that we can reach out to and form relationships with. Really, our entire job is making good relationships with people and meeting people.
Do you see yourself as a constant role model for others from young all the way to the elderly?
Absolutely, absolutely. Especially for young women. I think that there are a lot of women that are intimidated or too afraid to express their interest in law enforcement or to reach out, and I try and tell all of them, if it's something you're interested in, I'll be there for you and help you through that process how I can. So.
Do you find it challenging at all for women going into law enforcement? Probably nothing like anything else, right? I mean,
yeah,
it's like military.
I think,
It's military. So
I think it's
nothing is
challenging
just-
for anybody. But I think times are changing, and I think people are becoming more open-minded to women in law enforcement. So I think it's becoming less challenging as maybe it would have been, say, 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, I think that's so. Because I joined the military way back when, let's do this like my age, when it was about the time, and I kind of use that as an example as well. There weren't a whole lot of women. And we were treated just fine. You know what I mean? Because you're women, yeah. So what was it that you had received? What award when you were in Hocking County, when you were a deputy down there?
I received the 2020 Deputy of the Year award. So every year the Sheriff's Office selects one deputy. It's chosen by the sheriff and the administration, as well as a vote is taken into account of all of your peers. So.
What do you think it was that made you stand out, against your other peers?
I would say it was that I was so young, and I think starting at 18, people kind of had low expectations. And I think when I kind of came in and worked hard, I think people kind of realized, like, okay, maybe she can do this, And I think after I started building friendships with people and relationships, it kind of helped get me to where I was. So.
Do you feel it was something that you were trying to prove to people that you could do it, or was it just something that was in your heart?
A little bit of both, honestly. There were days, that you have to remind yourself what you're working for and that you do want to prove yourself, even when it seems like you should just chill out and, take a break, don't stress yourself. But then you remember, I do have to prove myself. And sometimes being 18, you have to work a little bit harder and prove yourself. So.
Did you have to prove it to yourself, do you think, more than others?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, everybody getting into this career field is going to doubt themselves at times and wonder, am I really cut out for this? Do I have what it takes? And sometimes all it takes is like one call that afterwards you realize, okay, I can handle this, and you just grow from there.
Do you have a very favorite moment so far in your early here in your career that is your like favorite or that stands out?
That is a tough one. Typically people want to know about the worst moments. Trying to think of the best ones is tough. I'll have to get back with you on that. I really can't think of anything. I'm so sorry.
No, don't be sorry. No. So, but you have also won an award already. How long have you been in the Lancaster Police Department?
In 4 days, I will hit my 1 year with Lancaster Police Department.
You already won an award.
I did, yeah. I won a life-saving award in 2021.
Nice. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely.
And what that's like to
win
the award and what you did and how you won that?
Yeah, so I don't want to go super in depth, but we were sent on a well-being check of a male that was known to possibly use drugs, and a family member of his who was concerned called it in, and when we got to the residence we weren't getting any contact, so we went around back and we could see through a door that he had been laying on the floor in the kitchen. Obviously we didn't know how he was doing at that time, so we entered into the residence and we found that he was unresponsive. So I started CPR and I requested that 2 other officers who responded get Narcan and an AED. So the Narcan was administered and the AED was hooked up, and performed CPR, and he regained consciousness before medics even arrived. So that was honestly a really cool moment to have somebody resuscitated and, you know, seemingly back to normal before medics even got there. And I received the award a couple weeks ago, and it was an awesome moment to be surrounded by so many awesome men and women getting awards.
Your peers, probably, and
absolutely.
To be able to be there for that.
Yeah, and it was an honor because obviously my peers had to nominate me for it too. So the fact that they even thought of me and thought of that moment meant a lot to me as well.
Alexis,
so
I think that is so great.
Thank
what
you.
do you foresee what you want to do in your career? Do you want to keep on pushing and going forward and growing and maybe getting higher in rank?
Yeah, absolutely. I am at a point right now where I am still 21 years old, so I have a very, very long career ahead of me. I'd like to branch out to every avenue. Thankfully, law enforcement has 1,000,001 things that you can do and specialize in, and I would like to kind of adventure into all of that and see what I enjoy the most and see what I excel at. And if the rank comes someday, then so be it.
And it does. In the meantime, you're just going to keep pushing forward and hopefully doing what positive and giving a positive outlook on who you are out on the street.
Absolutely.
I love it. Yes.
Thank
if you
so
see
much.
her, say hi, folks. She's not quite new, but and congratulations on your award.
Thank
and
you.
also congratulations on your 1 year anniversary.
Thank you so much.
Hopefully it'll be many, many, many more years.
Looking forward to it.
And you are my first responder of the month, and I have got some goodies for you in a bag.
Oh, thank you.
A gift certificate and to Ava Jewelers. So if you
Oh.
find anything there, they're great folks over there. And then
thank
also
you.
some other really good tasty treats. So
Great. Well, thank you so much.
thank you, Alexis. And folks, don't go anywhere. I've got a special message coming up. Also, watching Downhill Martina Show, you can watch me on Facebook. You can also watch it on YouTube, CLN Your Hometown Connection. You can also watch me, go to my website, downhillmartina.com. And Spectrum 1021 begins a new show each week on Wednesday, and you can watch it throughout the day on and off. They will have the show up for you there. And also that special message is coming up in just a minute. It's Downhill with Tina.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Hi again, everybody. Welcome to the high school football game of the week. I'm Jaron Stewart alongside Tim Shoemaker. Tonight, we've got a great one for you. The Bloom Carroll Bulldogs.
It was a great week of practice. Even in the rain and the weather, we had a great week of practice.
Schneider, lots of running room to midfield. He's gone. Ryan Schneider down the near sideline for a touchdown for the Aces.
We have a hold on the offense, number 20. That penalty will be declined. They'll bring up 4th down.
And we're going to give you this game ball here because you're a Tiberios fan of the game. And thanks for being here, Jacob.
Thank you.
The Polar Bears are your OAC tournament champions, first time since 2009. What an exciting finish for the Ohio Northern Polar Bears.
Very proud of this trophy because you've earned it.
Baby, you see, I cannot set you free. My lonely days are gone. That's why I'm never gonna let you go. Never gonna let you go. Babe, I'm never gonna let you go.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone who comes in there to visit or obviously to live out their last moments, they're in good hands. And so you learn to appreciate that.
Welcome back to Down Home with Tina. Down Home with Tina is brought to you by these amazing sponsors. I hope that you will get the chance to stop in and visit with one of them, or if always Fairfield Area Humane Society, you're looking for a family pet, they're a great place to begin. Folks, I just recently spent some time visiting a cousin of mine out of state. She is in North Carolina. I say in nowhere, North Carolina, because it's about 15 to 20 minutes anywhere that we would go. She is one of those people that I say brings the best out of me in a way that I think the most fun out of me. She just, when I'm with her, she makes me giggle and things like that. And where I'm going with this is that if you have that person that you have ever had in your life that brings that out of you, please take the time to spend with them every now and again, because it is so good for the soul. And I'm talking like we giggle over silly things that we don't even know sometimes why we're giggling over them. I'm talking about that kind of person. Just do it. I actually do have somebody that I recently have been doing a new venture with that is a lot of fun. And so therefore, if you get an opportunity to check out Ruby Red and Pearl White, that they are a couple of winery connoisseurs, and they're pretty silly. So if it looks like me, it might be me, but I'm not going to say it is me. But the other person in there is a pretty fun person, and they just have a really good time. I do have a PQ. It has nothing to do with me talking about my trip and anything like that, but I wanted to just share this PQ with you because I think that it is very important. I hear on the Down Home with Tina show, I like to share messages with you, like such as those that say, take time to breathe. Like I just said, take time to spend it with those people who make you laugh and giggle and bring that silliness out in you, because that is what life should be about, is enjoying it, finding the joy and the joyful people to keep bringing it into your life, especially when you have those times that are tougher times. And with that being said, the PQ is, when we stop clinging to yesterday, we are free to be lifted to a fresh new tomorrow. There are going to be things every now and again that we may do and that take place in our life that we go, ooh, ouch, didn't really mean for that to happen, or maybe that wasn't the best decision. Don't cling on to that. Don't hold on to that, because tomorrow is a fresh new start. We've got to let go of what has happened, because we're not going to be able to begin a new tomorrow unless we let that go. Learn the lesson from it if you have to. But folks, I just want you to have the best life. I will be back with you next week. Thanks for watching. It's Down Home with Tina.